Namabo, Odome Hua, Wediana, Jue, Messi, Demada, and Tiwara.
This is 3FM.
Odawara, Wediana, Jue, Messi, Demada, Odawara, 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 Wediana, Jue, Messi, Demada.
Authentic high life music, no two ways about them. Now, Rocky is a very versatile artist. Now, when you want to box him into reggae, he tells you that he has some other powers apart from reggae. And he jumps into dancehall, he jumps into... So when you want to describe what kind of music he does, my brother, you only have to describe the music at the time that it comes out.
No matter the
Rocky Dawuni is his name. You catch power,
so when him say media me Koforidua boy. And I wo me Michelle comes to Michelle come but time ye nyinu na say twi ne Hausa ne just said kase bia ye ka but Koforidua no na edi twi no e buy papa.
Utri is so sweet, sweeter than sugar. Oh my God, Messi Utri no, sweeter than sugar.
Hey, what's so catchy you, Blakk?
Oh, Utri no there.
This is 3FM.
When will we have to be? All they want is me.
This is 3FM.
One good day, and you know it's just the truth. I wanna tell you one thing more about the new wave reggae beat. It's all about music. It's all about soul. Let me tell you now. Reggae is another thing, but I say reggae is another thing. So you know, sugar. Do you really like reggae? It's good music for your soul, and it never gonna break no bones. Come on, sugar. Oh my friends, do you really like reggae? It's good music for your soul, and you know just all I'm.
Oh, the melody. Oh, the memories. Rocky, you are a genius. Tell me.
Oh, my brother.
Sugar.
Yes. That was the first song from me that was the first song that announced me to Ghana.
Yes.
Sugar and What Goes Around.
What?
Yeah. So this is just going to the fundamental beginnings of my artistry.
What?
Yeah.
So when you listen to songs like this at this time, how do you feel?
You know, I'm constantly tempted to re-record, remix them, all of that kind of stuff. But at the same time, too, I like how they're a snapshot to a certain time.
Yes.
So once you update it, then you lose that element of how trajectory it has been part of your journey.
For real.
So I like hearing it right now. I can hear my voice, how my voice was there at that time, my techniques and all of that, and I can see how far I've come to as a musician in terms of now being more sophisticated. But is more sophisticated better? Only God knows.
Yeah,
I
like that. Yeah, Rocky Dawuni is my guest, and we are having a conversation.
Yes.
Now, do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
Yes. You say, do I remember the first song I ever wrote? It's still... There's a record that I wrote.
Yeah.
And that record, I used to walk around with it in Legon. Even Yofi Brew, a few of my friends know that record. And that record was never recorded.
Interesting.
And then I recorded the movement.
Yeah.
And Yofi Brew, up till today, tells me that that unrecorded first record of mine, that I didn't go to studio, is like one of his favorites.
Is there a reason you didn't go into the studio with it?
You see, it was kind of like the songs I wrote at that time when I was kind of like becoming the music, finding my own voice. And then when I had opportunity to travel and come back and record, I had a whole new set of songs.
Ooh.
And I went to those songs and I never looked back. And even right now, you know, I mean, when we talk of the, you know, some of those songs, I don't even know, I've never really recorded any of those. I've never really recorded any
Would
of
you like
those.
to sing me the first song that you ever wrote? A little bit of it, even if it's 2 lines. 2 lines.
Yeah. Today is a holiday. The weather looking good again. And my feet took me to the first street. 'Cause my spirit so high, so high. Oh, my guitar in my hand. I tell you, I saw a woman crying. She's just lost a good, good son. 'Cause the sister made it feel so right. Oh, we got to sing my street songs. Yes, it was called Street Songs.
Oh my God. I have goosebumps on my nose. Trust me. Oh my God. So, Rocky, are you ever going to record this song?
Now that you made me sing street songs live on this, you see, I was struggling to pull the words from older memory, you know.
So you wrote this song about 20 years ago?
That was my first record was called Street Songs.
My God have mercy.
And Movement was the second record. Movement was recorded. Street Songs was never recorded. And then I went on to Crusade, which had in Ghana and all that, and I kept going forward. So Street Songs has never really seen the studio. It's never been. I feel like if I do it right now, I will sound too sophisticated. You know, I will like that. That's the early carbon copy of myself that was hungry and, you know, determined with that grainy voice and that hungry energy to sing it, you know, but it's hard to find it these days, you know.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. So are you ever going to record this song?
This song, now that I've sang it, I think I'm gonna record it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think I think that you made me dredge it from a place,
God.
and I think I'll probably, if even it's an acoustic version of it, I will do that.
God.
Yeah.
Rocky, tell me, what has been the best thing that has happened to you in your music career?
You know, there's so many different high levels of my career,
right?
Especially when you rise from a humble beginning like I have, you know, as a child of Ghana that had a dream, and just every step of the way you fought. And you know, even when I first recorded my first, heard my voice in a recording, it was a great time for me. But I would say the ultimate one was when Stevie Wonder invited me and other artists to join him for his climax of Higher Ground in front of 20,000 people at the Hollywood Bowl.
Wow.
That was because I had when I was growing up as a musician, I've always thought about the opportunity to meet Stevie Wonder. And one day I am on one of the biggest stages in America with Stevie Wonder singing one of his greatest songs to a crowd of 20,000. I don't think that, you know, anything can prepare you as a journey for such iconic figures that you've looked to from when you were a kid, and then have that manifested. So I always see that moment as like the sacred moment of understanding that this was a path that God has given me, and I got to trust the path and struggle with the path, win with the path, lose with the path, and in the long run, you know, raise that banner up there in honor of God.
This is 3FM.
His name is Rocky Dawuni. Oh my God. Now, Rocky, the first day that you got into the studio to record, what was the moment like? Who took you to the studio?
Wow. Yeah, the first recording, I remember when, you know, after we had, now I remember.
Please remember.
I remember it was Zaya, you know, Zaya Studios, because Zaya was here. It was a sound system that was here that was helping do reggae shows at that time. So when Local Crisis started at Legon, Zaya was one of the people that was doing shows and booking us. So they had a studio and they got us into the studio. But I remember that nothing really came out of that session because we were still trying to formulate. But it wasn't until Sammy Nukwese, I went really under the shall I say, the direction of Sammy Nukwese. Whilst I was in Legon, Roots Anabo Studios, every weekend I would go there, Sammy was, and then I started really understanding the dynamics of it. So by the time I would come and record my first album, even, travel and come back and record my first album, I've had like that kind of mentorship from somebody who I had always looked forward to as my, I always say that, there are a few people who have been instrumental in my life as a musician. There is Julius Mingle, who was the singer for Hot Barrels in Michelle Camp, the military band. That was the first band that I was attracted to, and Julius Mingle was the first persona that I wanted to be like.
Is he alive?
He passed on a while, but I saw his son yesterday. And he said he heard everything that I was saying about him, and he was very, very glad. And that was like the first person that I saw on stage. I was like, this man embodied everything. And then Roots Anabo, Sammy Nukwese, for me too, really represented just such classic excellence. And Sammy was always very, very, very welcoming to a lot of musicians. So myself, people from Kente, all of that, we always met at Sammy's place, and he was generous with his time, and he was generous with his teachings to nurture all of us who eventually took that teaching and also evolved to where we are right now. Yeah.
A lot of Ghanaian artists, a lot of African artists struggle right from the beginning. How to even be able to go into a studio and record, let alone promotion and all that. Did you go through that too?
Yes, I went through every bit of it, because I wanted to, even when I was like in Tamale Secondary School at the age of like 12, I was noisy and singing everywhere. I wanted to record at that time. I felt like I wanted to record, but the opportunity did not come. The studio opportunity did not come. I didn't own a guitar at that time. My father wanted me to focus on my school rather than trying to be a musician. He said, you're going to be a musician at some point, but get the school first. So it was a struggle. And then after my national service, I decided that I was going to raise my own money and buy my first guitar.
Wow.
So I started a cabbage farm in Koforidua.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was able to grow. So that's why farming has still stayed with me.
Oh, wow.
I grew and grew cabbages. And, if everybody knows the real estate mogul, Dr. Orleans Lindsay, I think he was the Emmy Man of the Year last year. So Dr. Orleans Lindsay and I lived there was a wall between our homes. So me and him all started the cabbage farm together. He had his cabbage farm and I had my cabbage farm. Within a short period of time, we were selling the cabbages to a lot of restaurants in Koforidua. And I was saving all my money so I can buy my first guitar. So that was kind of how I started to really be able to fashion and invest. And then it also taught me that I needed to if I wanted to be successful, that means every investment has to go into the art, because nobody else is going to do it for you.
Interesting.
You have to nurture that. So it was through that I built myself, came to Legon, met Local Crisis, and then from Local Crisis, that's another story.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
If it has to be successful, you must invest every little thing into it. Nobody's going to do it for you.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
my God.
Yes.
Coming up, so many people would say that when I'm looking up to this person to helping me do this A, B, C, D. Were you looking up to people to help you do something?
The thing is that you can look up to people, but at the same time, look to yourself too. Because, the thing is that nobody joins a car that's not moving. Everybody wants to join the train when it's leaving the station.
I like that.
So you have to also show your worth and your determination, because, in music, it's not necessarily talent. It's your ability to sacrifice for the success of that talent.
That's true.
So anybody that is going to come help you wants not to find somebody who is just extremely talented, but somebody who is ready to put in what is required, what it takes, the sacrifices, the disappointments, the doors being shut in your face, all of that. And then you see all of that as like, no, I know what is in me, and nobody else can extinguish that fire. I think when you have that, that's when people will be able to come and know that this person, I know that if I jump, I believe in this person because he believes in himself. And people will be able to help you to get to the farthest that you are. But if you're not determined, motivated, focused, doing your own thing, you say, oh, that kind of stuff. It's a defeatist mentality that is very hard sometimes for people to come and help you just to be self-motivated.
Interesting.
You have to be self-motivated.
Wow.
And unfortunately, we live in a world where it's not fair. You know, some of us grew up in households where we didn't have any money and all of that kind of stuff and all. So you knew that for you to change the paradigm of moving forward, you have to, the value of everything that you have is your determination and your will to be successful regardless of the obstacles.
Rocky, I'm going to ask you two personal questions that we move into your new product. This is not one of the two questions. What has been the biggest investment you have put in your project? And which project was it?
Oh my God, Charlie. The thing you say, everybody, they travel, they come build house, then showing house. Me, I only show my records.
Wow.
Because everything that I worked for, like when I traveled from Legon, I went to the US. I got opportunity. I was learning. I wanted to learn the business, so I worked for a record label, Delicious Vine. I started off as an intern working the streets, getting to know how promotion works and all of that. And then I was hired. And then I saved every penny of that money. And then when I had enough, I flew myself back to Ghana, brought my local crisis members, and recorded my first album.
Wow.
And then went and worked again, found money. When I was ready, I released the record and used that for the promotion. Because I also took my time to go and learn how to promote, I knew that I had to learn to be a promoter. I had to make my music. I had to make it quality-wise so that it can be able to compete. And afterwards, I had to really find a marketing budget myself because there was no Father Christmas anywhere that was coming to say, I'm going to do that.
Oh, really?
Because there was no label.
Interesting.
And that was when I started Aquarian label because I started off with my own product through my own hard work. By that time, other contemporaries were building houses, they were working, coming home, build house. I had nothing like that to show.
Wow.
And I think that's what, I don't have riches, as I say, but my riches are in the music that I have made.
Many people would think that, Rocky Dawuni is saying that he went out to work and make his money. There weren't people who invested in you in terms of cash from the start?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'll say that people invested in me in terms of support and work, hard work. Wow. Kerry has been there, like people just, and then I wouldn't even say that because.
Who's Kerry? Who is she? Who is he or she?
Kerry's manager.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been working with me for a long time and has been a rock behind a lot of the work that I've been doing. But the thing that I want to say is that I wouldn't say that people did not invest me. At some point when I started moving and many people saw my potential, the investment was in terms of people offering me the platforms, offering me the chance to tour. After In Ghana came out, it was a big, huge global hit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Putumayo licensed it for Reggae Around the World. Reggae Around the World became one of their top sellers around the world. Mm-hmm. So then I got my first tour, first tour around the US, playing festivals everywhere, bringing in Ghana, myself, what's it called? Pussy Black Soul from Senegal, and then Ishmael Isaac. We did a package tour across the US. So all of these were due to the music itself that I had put the investment in. All of a sudden, starting to create the momentum for others to come and interface and support me to move forward.
Let me ask you a question nobody has ever asked you. Local Crisis.
Yes.
You came back and then you got them to record with you.
Yes.
Why was it not possible for you to talk with them in America and some other places?
No, Local Crisis, right when I left Legon, Local Crisis was still in Legon. I went and then I started off as a solo artist. So, but that's my friends and my brethren. I grew up with them, you know. So when I came back, I had all these songs written that I was going to come record. So I knew that I had to work with Local Crisis. But another person that I want to give actually a lot of credit to for my first record too was Jackson Della. Jackson trumpeter.
Yeah, he's alive.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Jackson
of
is
course,
alive.
Jackson is hard alive, and you know.
Yeah.
But Jackson was one of the ones that started organizing the musicians that I needed. So I brought some, you know, like let's say Kafui, Yofi, Yobai, and then Jackson brought all the other expert musicians that I needed because he knew that I didn't have that experience. He had that experience, and he helped me, and then he brought me to Mr. Kwache, you know, at Ghana Films and all of that, introduced me to Lakai Jedi and all of these people who became the team, the production team that started working with me from my first album to the second album.
Interesting.
And really launched me out there, you know. Yes.
Jedi Kickman.
Yeah.
Time now for jubilation.
This is 3FM.
Sing sweet love. Our spirits will grow. We're sitting down. Let's every day.
This is a song that brought Rocky Dawuni to tour the whole of America and beyond. Oh my God, have mercy. It's called In Ghana. He sang for his motherland. At the time, it was bigger than the national anthem of the country. Would you agree with me? Oh my God. Now, Rocky, you have said in several interviews that you never got to complete your first degree at the University of Ghana. Yeah. Is it necessary for you to go complete it anytime soon?
You know, I've acquired so much knowledge, you know, intellectually. You know, I have been trusted and invited to speak on behalf of the United Nations, you know, and all of these. And at the same time, too, who knows? You know, I'm just following life, you know, and I feel that education is not necessarily, you know, acquiring things that you can hang on the wall. You know, it's about what life teaches you and what you use. You know, I literally finished my first degree. I just did not. The last year was when I left, you know. And then when I went there to the US, there's a lot of different courses that I was taking and all of that kind of stuff, you know. So to go there, to go back to school and say, oh, I want to do like, you know, a few months and complete and get my degree. I mean, that could be something that I would do at some point, you know. But at this point, I just see life educating me more, and I have acquired, and I read all the time, I study all the time, I never stop learning, you know. So I feel that life has really equipped me with something beyond kind of visible academic laurels.
Is Afrobeat folkry music?
No. It's an expression. You know, it's a cultural expression, and every cultural expression has its role, and every cultural expression too has a trajectory of evolution. You know, so I think that sometimes too, we have to have the patience to understand that, you know, Fela Kuti, when people even talk about Afrobeat, it's like Fela Kuti was one of the most conscious Africans, and he played Afrobeat. Afrobeats is just adding an S to what Fela did and then upgrading it more to a much more modern context, you know. So I feel that the modern definition of it is, it reflects, you know, the sound of the youth, but at the same time too, we have to make sure that these days too, you find variants too that are coming from outside that people are copying and creating that sound. But we have to put the African element more into it so that it can be able to grow. You know, like my sound, Afro Roots. You know, Afro Roots is, you know, you find the high life element heavily in that. You know what I mean? And I always say that if anybody's looking for Afro music that has consciousness, Afro Roots is Afro beats with consciousness.
Interesting.
Yes, man.
Interesting. And this is Afro Roots.
Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Will it come live from here? Whoa. Na 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 na. I know get space to breathe. I'm so forgetting with pain. I know they follow the rules. I know say you feel the same. My own eyes now they see. We only suffer to gain. I know. Whatever you another man fi do. What they bring you know say we for no fear. Taking advantage every day. Now this is where we know.
This is 3FM.
Imagine what we could do. Ooh, Lord. Imagine what we could do if we unify. Blakk Rasta. Stick yourself in a place where you stand tall. Ooh, Lord. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Will they come live from here?
Na 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 na. I know get space to breathe. I'm so forgetting with pain. I know they follow the rules. I know say you feel the same. My own eyes now they see. We only suffer to gain. I know they lie. I know they tell no lie. What a man do, another man fi do. What they bring you know, say we for no fear. Taking advantage every day. Now the seas here we no go give them way. Imagine what we could do if we organize. Imagine what we could do if we unify. Oh, rise. Now you know that thing where you for do. You stick yourself in place where you stand tall.
Oh, God.
Watch your feet and step where you might go. They might go. Them no one hear my speech. Them no make ready for me. Them fit to see my move. Then them go see who I be. I choose to say what I mean, so all my people could see. I no go lie. I tell no lie, lie, lie. Now you know, say we don't go fit to lose.
Oh, God.
Something where you know, say we for choose. Are you feeling irate? You don't feel block us in our way. If we take in each step every day. Imagine what we could do if we organize. Imagine what we could do if we unify. Oh, rise. Now you know that thing where you for do. You stick yourself in place where you stand tall. Watch your feet and step where you might go. You might go. Rise. Tomorrow no be promised, not at all. The good things where you did go follow you. The place where you did ground, there you grow. You go grow.
Fire, fire, fire.
His name is Rocky Dawuni. And of course, this one is called Rise. Oh, what a song. Oh, what a song. Hey. When was this one recorded and where was it recorded?
Okay, so this one, the process started writing here. And then we did some recording so I was working with two producers, Nabin, who him and I had been nominated for the Grammys at that time. He was nominated with Kanye West at that time.
Oh.
So we started talking about, man, we need to do some work together, you know.
And he's Ghanaian?
Yes, Ghanaian.
Okay.
And then Firstborn 2, who has worked with Ariana Grande and everybody. So they came down here. And then we started writing at, you know, in Eburi. And then we went to Binky's studio, Blakk, what is it called? Studio right here. I've forgotten what the full name is. Did some additional recording there. Then they went back to the US, and then I went to the US too, and then we tracked and worked on. I mean, there's about two other songs that are coming that are on the record, you know.
And if this is a beginning, you can imagine what the two others are going to be coming with.
Yes,
My
man.
God.
Yes, man.
Rocky, I mean, I spoke with what's the name, Kenyatta Hill last week.
Okay.
And I asked him if anybody ever wrote songs for culture. And he said, yes, a number of people wrote songs for him.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing you, the kind of person you are,
Yeah.
loving your pen and paper.
Yeah.
Do you sing songs that people write for you?
You know, I haven't done, I mean, I sing songs that people have done for me, but I haven't done a lot of it. I've done more collaborations. You know, like if it's a songwriter that I like, I will we'll sit down and they will create something together. But because I'm always you know, when you're an individual artist, you are kind of a lonely figure. Only people, the things that you are doing is only in your mind. So somebody will even bring you a song, and then your mind is on the song that you are writing, you know. So having come to the point where somebody has brought me, like, let's say, a song fully formed, people have presented that to me, but I have not
recorded those
yet. Most of the songs that I have all come from, you know, in terms of me writing primarily, or, you know, and, you know, the things that I'm constantly learning.
How about people supporting you with your writing? Okay, you're writing a song, and somebody says, okay, we need a bridge, and this is how the bridge should sound, or this is how this verse should sound. Have you come to that point?
Oh, that one, dear, you know, you always will have to, you know, because you're not perfect in what you do. Or sometimes you'll be playing that song over and over again, and you played for somebody, and, you know, the elders, you know, a lot of times I like playing for elders, and they'll be like, man, you know, the thing that you're playing is good, but, you know, after the second verse, you don't need to have two choruses going. You can do one chorus, you put a bridge in there and that kind of stuff. And then you're like, what bridge? And you'd be like, yeah, just go some bridge way, go counter to the verse, and then you come back to the chorus. You know, so once you expose, that's why back in the days, many artists, when they write the song, they don't record it first. They tour and play it live.
Okay.
So they keep playing and adjusting, and then when they feel that it's ready, then they go and track it down. But I'm constantly open to being taught. And I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly studying the new music that is coming out. A lot of my fans, the people that I admire are the new artists who are coming. Those are my teachers. You know, I just, you got to have that evergreen mentality of discovery and excitement about your craft. And I think that when you do that, the universe teaches you and keeps you fresh.
Interesting. And this record here is distributed and published by Top Gong, right?
Yeah. Top Gong is distributing this new record, Wow. And then the album too. The album that's gonna come out. Yeah. So the album gonna come out probably, I think the second quarter. Is that something like that? First quarter of next year. So.
You just released this one. What's the response like? I mean,
the response has been so enormous. It's been enormous, you know, because also I think that people are now hearing the Afro sound that I've been talking about, that I'm doing. You know, people now legitimately can hear the power of that song. And and then when they ask me, how are you nominated for a Grammy? I'm just like, just because I made a record that was not a reggae record. You know, every record was different. I just fused my high life music, my inspirations, my, J. Adolfo inspirations, my Nana Pedu inspirations, mixed it with Bob Marley, Burning Spear, Peter Tosh, added Fela Kuti to it, added my own identity to it, and then, that whole construct came out. And I think that because I was constantly learning, it allowed me to also know the elements that you can distill from all these influences to create a holistic new sound, you know.
Final question. I will be done. We've run out of time. Would you record a reggae album anytime soon?
Hey, Blakk. I said we the near can you beside me they say we the old me to sport crowd.
That be the sport. Afro roots.
No, but on the record,
Yeah.
it's different dimension. There's reggae, there's different this album is I'm throwing a stone in the concept of genre.
Would you have a reggae album anytime soon, Rob?
Like a full reggae album with
yes.
nothing day top. Where just be me the reggae.
Yes, reggae. Just
I
the
think-
movement album.
I think
Like
I
the Crusade
think probably after this one that's coming out, there will be a few other albums. There's a few albums that I've recorded that actually will be released post this one. But a reggae album is something that I am thinking about doing. A full-on reggae album. And I think that it has to be a journey kind of album. I have to go to some space, some place, and then really just bang it out.
Would you have that anytime soon? A reggae album?
Soon come.
Soon come. Rocky, I've never heard you do a freestyle. Do you do freestyles?
Freestyle.
I've never heard Culture do a freestyle. I've never heard Bob Marley do a freestyle.
Yeah.
Do you do freestyles?
I don't do much freestyle, but I just sang you my first
No,
song.
I mean
from
something that you composed. I mean freestyle as in you listen to a rhythm and then you just jump on it and sing something on it.
No, not a lot of it. Not a lot.
But
of
you've
it.
done some before.
I've done some before, you know.
Should I give you a rhythm?
Oh,
to close?
Blakk. Maybe. I dey beg. This one there,
I
people
know
go,
that.
people go record them. They say Rocky new album
You
that.
know,
You know.
see.
Meanwhile, right now too, Charlie, I they roam around, man, no charge proper.
I see
you know.
what you
I know visit Blakk Rasta long enough to sing a song. You know, to sing a song right now, live on the radio. But you know, it's about rise.
Yeah.
You know, rise is about it's about rising from mediocrity
Yeah.
to superiority. You know, it's about rising from poverty to richness of spirit. It's rising from self-defeat to self-elevation. It's about rising from division to unity.
Yeah.
It's about rising from tribal bigotry to tribal harmony. It's about rising from my political party, I'm this color, to a concept of nationhood. Red, gold, green with a black star that has to always win. And we all give thanks and we pray for peace as we look for it. So everybody must rise in the glory of our beautiful country and our continent.
Thank you so much, Rocky.
Yes.
Okay, so my name Blakk Rasta. I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you taking 5 minutes out of Giovanni Caleb's time. Thank you so much to DJ Faculty. Love so much to the man, Mr. Massive. And on behalf of my producer, One Lord Sorry Batanda, I want to say thank you so much. And on behalf of Rocky Dawuni and his backbone and manager, Kerry, we want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you. Catch me again on Monday between 12:30 and 3. Until such time, I want to say, Salam Nacho!